Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to High Q, the show where being smarter than a fifth grader might not cut it. My name is Olivia Manning, and contrary to popular belief, I have been here the whole time. I am joined today by these lovely contestants. Representing Belleville East, we have Sean, Max, Vikram, and Raymond. And down at the bottom, representing Wesclin, we have Joaquin, Caden, Colin, and Wyatt. It's a quick explanation of the rules for those who do not know. We've got a series of toss-up questions that I will present to both teams. Either team can buzz in for 10 points. The team that gets the answer correct then proceeds to a bonus point. Not a bonus point, a bonus round, which they can answer correctly for not just one bonus point, 20 bonus points. Or if they get it incorrectly, the other team can swoop in to steal for 10 bonus points. There will also be lightning rounds and media questions and math questions. All of those will arrive in due time. But one big rule, the dreaded interruption rule. I will read the full question for you on all occasions. If you interrupt me in the middle of my explanation, if you get it right, nothing happens. You win the points and we move on with our lives. But if you answer it incorrectly, 5 points will go to the other team and they will still get the chance to answer it. So, you interrupt me, just make sure you're right and we won't have any problems. All right, are we ready to high Q?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Yes, verbal acknowledgement. Our first toss-up question. What Dutch painter who showed sinful peasants around a cart in his triptych, The Haywain, depicted hell in his work, The Garden of Earthly Delights? Caden. Rembrandt is incorrect. Belleville East.
Van Gogh.
Sorry?
Van Gogh.
That is incorrect. The answer we were looking for was Hieronymus Bosch. No bonus question for that round. Next toss-up. Pencil and paper ready. How many blue stickers are there on a standard Rubik's Cube, given all the blue stickers can be gathered into a 3x3 face? Colin.
9.
9 blue stickers is correct. Our first points go to Wesclin. Your bonus question. The U.S. Navy crushed Japan's in what 1944 battle named for a body of water off the coast of the Philippines that featured the first kamikaze attacks?
I defer to Caden.
Midway.
Midway is incorrect. Belleville East.
I designate Sean.
Leyte Gulf.
Leyte Gulf is correct. That is 10 bonus points for Belleville East. Our next toss-up. What city, where Grover Cleveland served as mayor, has an NFL team led by quarterback Josh Allen? Sean.
Buffalo.
Buffalo is correct. Your bonus question, Belleville East. The line, "We were good, we were gold," opens what 2023 song in which Miley Cyrus repeatedly states, "I can love me better than you can"?
Flowers.
Flowers is correct. Total of 30 points for Belleville East there. What hero, who went to the underworld with Pirithous to abduct Persephone, used a ball of string to escape the labyrinth after killing the Minotaur? Raymond.
Theseus.
Theseus is correct. Your bonus question. Pollen is produced in what part of a flower, which consists of an anther and a filament?
Stamen.
Stamen is correct. Our next question. What inanimate objects, whose formation is studied in nephology, have cirrus and cumulus forms? Vikram?
Clouds.
Clouds is correct. Your bonus question. In coin collecting, what 7-letter term is used to denote the heads side of a coin, as opposed to the tails or reverse side?
Opside.
Opside is incorrect. Wesclin?
Onverse.
Obverse is correct. Our first media question of the game. This has no bonus round, just straight up as is, 10 points. You could turn your attention to the television. This preschool animation from Britain chronicles the
Peppa Pig.
Peppa Pig is correct. Congratulations, Wesclin, on your knowledge of Peppa Pig. Our next toss-up. What character, who is seen near a bicycle rack by Mr. Brown, was created by Michael Bond, comes from darkest Peru, and is a bear who loves marmalade? Max.
Paddington.
Paddington Bear is correct. Belleville East, your bonus question. Gerhard Schroeder and Willy Brandt were among the chancellors who belonged to what center-left party that currently leads Germany's governing coalition?
I designate Sean.
SDP.
The SPD is correct. Congratulations. What president, whose Montenegro supporters were targeted in the Ezeiza massacre, was married to Isabel and Evita while in power in Argentina? Vikram.
Juan Perón.
Juan Perón is correct. Your bonus question. In the Forbidden Forest, Harry Potter speaks with what acromantula, or giant spider, who is the mate of Mossag and was raised by Hagrid at Hogwarts?
Aragog.
Aragog is correct. Ellie's running away with it. Our next toss-up. What phenomenon, which creates beat frequencies via its constructive and destructive types, occurs when two or more waves cancel out or combine? Vikram.
Doppler effect.
Doppler effect is incorrect. Wesley? Caden.
Interference.
Interference is correct. Westlin, your bonus question. The Walterdale Bridge crosses the North Saskatchewan River in what Canadian city that is the capital of Alberta?
No answer.
All right, Belleville East.
Saskatoon.
Saskatoon is incorrect. Edmonton was the answer we were looking for. Our next toss-up. What country is the primary setting of Sadegh Hidayat's The Blind Owl and Marjan Satrapi's graphic novel Persepolis, which is about her life in Tehran? Sean.
Iran.
Iran is correct. Your bonus question. In 2023, Joe Biden nominated Julie Su to assume what cabinet office, which Marty Walsh had resigned to take over the NHL Players Union?
Labor.
Labor is correct. Secretary of Labor. What agency's director, Kimberly Cheadle, resigned in July 2024 after its officers allowed a man at a Butler County rally to open fire on Donald Trump? Caden.
The CIA.
CIA is incorrect. Max.
The Department of Homeland Security.
The Department of Homeland Security is also incorrect. We were looking for the United States Secret Service. Our second media question. Turn your attention to the television. The most well-known role of this British actress is that of Rey from the Star Wars films. Vikram. Vikram?
I got none.
Tip for all you in the audience, when you buzz in, we assume you know the answer. Wesley, would you like me to continue the question?
Yes, please.
Yes.
The most well-known role of this British actress is that of Rey from the Star Wars films. This includes The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, and The Rise of Skywalker. This Westminster-born actress has been active in the film industry since 2013. Name this celebrity. Hayden.
Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson is incorrect. Her name is Daisy Ridley. Daisy Ridley. Back to toss-ups. What building on the site of the former Waldorf Astoria Hotel is a 102-story Art Deco Manhattan skyscraper named after a nickname for New York? Max.
The Empire State Building.
The Empire State Building is correct. Your bonus question, Belleville East. What English king defeated Philip VI at the Battle of Crécy after initiating the 100 Years' War?
Henry II.
Henry II is incorrect. Westlin, would you like to steal?
Edward III.
Edward III of England is correct. That is 10 bonus points for Westlin. What country, which was led by Sarit Tunarat after a 1957 coup against Fibun, has been ruled by many kings named Rama and was formerly... Raymond.
Thailand.
Thailand is correct. Your bonus question. Saint Jerome Writing is a painting by what Italian artist whose mastery of Guro is seen in such works as The Calling of St. Matthew?
Caravaggio.
Caravaggio is correct. 30 points total. What mathematical things are the result of an inner product or dot product, have magnitude but no direction, and are... Sean?
Vector.
Vector is incorrect. Weston, would you like me to finish the question?
Yes, please.
What mathematical things are the result of an inner product or dot product, have magnitude but no direction, and are contrasted with vectors? Colin?
Scalars.
Scalars is correct. Your bonus question, Westlin. What symptom, also called pyrexia, increases the hypothalamic set point and typically improves with antipyretics such as acetaminophen?
Migraines.
Migraines is incorrect. Belleville East, the chance to steal.
Blood clotting.
Blood clotting is incorrect. We were looking for fever. What's that sound in the distance? I think it's time for our lightning round. For those of you unfamiliar, here is how our lightning round works. We have 4 topics. Both teams will be given choices, full or limited, to choose their topic, and then 60 seconds to answer 10 questions from that topic. Which team is currently in the lead? Awesome. Westlin, as you all are tailing behind, you get the full options of topics to choose from. Your 4 options are Nobel laureates in literature, ship captains, begins with bro, and Kansas.
We'll go with begins with bro.
All right. Give these words that begin with the consecutive letters B-R-O. Your 60 seconds begins in 3, 2, 1. Male sibling.
Brother.
Correct. Metal alloy of copper and tin.
Bronze.
Correct. Ridge over the eyes.
Brow.
Correct. Pamphlet or leaflet.
Pass.
Inflammation of the airways leading to the lungs.
Bronchitis.
Correct. Wide or spacious.
Broad.
Correct. Wild horse or mustang.
Bronco.
Jewelry held by a pin or clasp and worn near the neck.
Brooch.
Correct. Group of an animal's young that are hatched or raised together.
Brood.
Correct. Period of reduced electric voltage.
Pass.
All right. Pamphlet or leaflet.
Brochure.
Correct. Period of reduced electric voltage. You got 5 seconds. Make a guess.
Broccoli.
All right. You got 9 of those correct. The period of reduced electric voltage is referred to as a brownout, or a series of brownouts. Belleville East. Here are your options once more. Nobel laureates in literature, ship captains, or Kansas.
Kansas.
All right. Answer the following about the state of Kansas. Your 60 seconds begins in 3, 2, 1. Its capital.
Topeka.
Correct. Its most populous city.
Wichita.
Correct. Violent nickname for Kansas in the 1850s.
Bleeding Kansas.
Correct. Character from a 1939 film who says, I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
Dorothy.
Correct. President who was raised in Abilene, Kansas.
Johnson.
Incorrect. Nickname of teams at the University of Kansas.
Jayhawks.
Correct. Fictional Kansas town where Superman grew up.
Smallville.
Correct. Author whose book In Cold Blood is set in Kansas.
Capote.
Correct. Hatchet-wielding prohibitionists who operated in Kansas.
John Brown.
Incorrect. Old West Town home to the Long Branch Saloon.
Pass.
All right. Back down. Old West Town home to the Long Branch Saloon.
Omaha.
Omaha is incorrect. All right, we have gone through all of our answers. You have answered 7 questions correct. Back to the ones you missed. The president who was raised in Abilene, Kansas is Dwight D. Eisenhower. The hatchet-wielding prohibitionist who operated in Kansas is Carrie Nation. And the Old West town home to the Long Branch Saloon is Dodge City, Kansas. Good work from all teams. Welcome back to the toss-ups. What grain, which is polished and then fermented to make the Japanese beverage sake? Sean.
Rice.
Rice is correct. Your bonus question. What 8-letter word, which comes from the Greek for many tongues, refers to a person who can speak more than one language?
Polyglot.
Polyglot is correct. Total of 30 points. What city is at the mouth of the Yarkon River, is north of the ancient port of Jaffa, and is a coastal city home to most foreign embassies in Israel? Sean.
Tel Aviv.
Tel Aviv is correct. Your bonus question. The reader is called a hypocrite and a brother in the poem that introduces what scandalous 1857 collection by the French author Charles Baudelaire?
The Flower Girl.
The Flower Girl is incorrect. Wesclin, chance to steal.
I defer to Joaquin.
Books.
Books is incorrect. The answer we were looking for was The Flowers of Evil, or you prefer the French, Les Fleurs du Mal. Our next media question, the television. Not sure which one it's going to be. This company, which is well known for its carbonated, sweetened soft drinks, has a long history of supporting important global initiatives, organizations, and events. They are also widely recognized for making Diet Coke, Fanta, Max.
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola is correct. Again, no bonus questions for the media. Back to me. What material, first isolated in 2004 by Konstantin Novoselov and Andrei Geim, using adhesive tape from graphite, is a single-layer allotrope of carbon? Sean.
Graphene.
Graphene is correct. Your bonus question, Belleville East. What 1906 law, partly inspired by Upton Sinclair's novel The Jungle, established the FDA and created protections against dangerous consumable goods?
The Food and Drug Act.
All right, we'll give it to you. Technically the pure Food and Drug Act, but the council has decreed you're safe for now. Next toss-up question. What novel in which a family relocates to Barton Cottage is named after the contrasting personalities of the Dashwood sisters and is by Jane Austen? Caden.
And Pride and Prejudice.
Pride and Prejudice is incorrect. Belleville East. Vikram.
Sense and Sensibility.
Sense and Sensibility is correct. Your bonus question. What 2024 rom-com stars Anne Hathaway as a 40-year-old mom who, after going to Coachella with her daughter, falls in love with a member of a boy band?
The Intern.
The Intern is incorrect. Wesclin.
Mother.
Mother is incorrect. The movie is called The Idea of You. You guys weren't really the target audience, so I understand. Moving on to the next toss-up. The Tallgrass Prairie Reserve is in what state, whose southern border is formed by the Red River of the South and whose cities include Tulsa? Vikram.
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma is correct. Your bonus question. Composers Terry Riley and Steve Reich were pioneers of what 20th century musical style, whose name refers to its limited and or short themes?
I designate Max.
Abbreviated music.
Abbreviated is incorrect. Wesclin.
Temporary music.
Temporary music is incorrect. We were looking for minimalism. What politician, who succeeded John Smith as leader of a party that he rebranded as New Labour, served as Britain's prime minister from 1997 to 2007? Sean.
Tony Blair.
Tony Blair is correct. Your bonus question. What mineral, whose hydroxy form makes up most of human bone, represents a 5 on the original Mohs scale of hardness?
Calcite.
Calcite is incorrect. Wesclin.
Calcium.
Calcium is incorrect. We were looking for apatite. Apatite. hydroxyapatite. Our next question. What scientist who names a telescope launched in 2009 to find Milky Way exoplanets was a German astronomer who developed laws of planetary motion? Caden.
Kepler.
Kepler is correct. Your bonus question, Wesclin. What text with a Sanskrit name meaning Song of God is a dialogue between Prince Arjuna and his charioteer Krishna and is part of the Mahabharata? Mahabharata. Sorry.
No answer.
All right, Belleville East.
Bhagavad Gita.
That is correct. Stolen by Belleville East. Your next media question. Who knows what TV it will arrive on? Just don't look at me. The two main protagonists in this surreal humor cartoon are a fruit and vegetable. The audience follows them as they embark on adventures in a town full of food items. Sean.
Apple and celery.
Apple and celery is incorrect. Wesclin, would you like me to continue the question?
Yes,
Yep.
please.
The two main protagonists in this surreal humor cartoon are a fruit and a vegetable. The audience follows them as they embark on adventures in a town full of food items that have human characteristics. Name this cartoon. Colin.
The food show.
The food show is incorrect. We were looking for apple and onion. Very close, Elvis. What country, where the feminist 4B movement began, has the world's lowest birth rate and abolished its gender equality ministry under Yoon Suk-yeol? Caden.
North Korea.
North Korea is incorrect. Sean.
South Korea.
South Korea is correct. Your bonus question, Belleville East. What Thomas Gainsborough painting, once thought to be of Jonathan Buttall, a merchant's son, depict a youth dressed almost entirely in one color?
Boy in Blue.
That is incorrect. Wesclin?
The blue boy.
The blue boy is correct. Syntax is important. Let's remember that, folks. Our next toss-up. What author, who depicted Spanish bullfighting in his book Death in the Afternoon, wrote about Brett Ashley and Jake Barnes in The Sun Also Rises? Vikram.
Hemingway.
Hemingway is correct. Your bonus question. Romansh is an official language in what European country, whose 26 cantons include Graubünden?
Switzerland.
Switzerland is correct. Our next toss-up. What theory, in which motion is depicted on a Minkowski diagram, predicts length, contradiction, and time dilation, and preceded a general counterpart? Vikram.
Theory of special relativity.
Theory of special relativity is correct. Your bonus question, Belleville East. What materials, which have lyotropic and thermotropic types, have pneumatic and smectic phases and make up namesake displays called LCDs?
Crystals.
Gonna need a little more specificity.
Liquid crystal.
Liquid crystals is correct. 30 points for Belleville East. What officer was denounced by Edouard Drummond and defended by Émile Zola's letter J'accuse? Caden.
The Dreyfus.
Dreyfus is correct. Your bonus question, Wesclin. In novels by P.G. Wodehouse, wealthy fop Bertie Wooster is often saved from difficulties by what brainy servant who displays a feudal spirit?
Casper.
Casper is incorrect. Belleville East.
Spookily the Square Pumpkin.
Spookily the Square Pumpkin is incorrect, but I appreciate the creative answer. We were looking for Jeeves. That's right. That is the origin of Jeeves as a butler name, to my knowledge. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Our next toss-up question. In July 2024, what airline that is based at Dallas Love Field Airport announced it would end its practice of having a single... Raymond.
Southwest.
Southwest is correct. Your bonus question. Catholic friar Junipero Serra established many settlements in what present-day U.S. state, seizing lands from the indigenous Kumeyaay people?
Florida.
Florida is incorrect. Wesclin?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Absolutely. Catholic friar Junipero Serra established many settlements in what present-day U.S. state, seizing lands from the indigenous Kumeyaay people?
Georgia.
Georgia is incorrect. The answer we were looking for was California. Do you hear that bell? That means that we are done with today's episode of High Q. What are the scores? Belleville East is our winner today. Congratulations, Belleville East. And to all of you out there, a reminder that Spookly the Square Pumpkin is a great answer, honestly, to anything. Have a good night, everybody.